Everybody, welcome back to Cids Modded Life Season 3, Episode 65. And last episode, we built this thing, which yeah, it's working. I've done a bit of an AFK session here. We've got a goodly amount of things. A lot of cod. I think that one, I think I just got that set with, yeah, so that's full now. We're not going to get any more cod in there. And we've got stuff coming through. We can obviously turn it on and off between kill mode and non-kill mode, and everything's good. It's working fine. However, big thanks to Neil, who's done this before and suggested that I should put a roof on it. So I did, and just to make sure I didn't forget who put it there, because who else could have done it? I stuck a lid on it as well. So apparently, if it's covered, the Guardian spawn rates are much higher underneath in the area where you want them to spawn, so you get much higher rates. Anyway, we're done with that for time being. We're going back over this way, because today I want to do a little bit more work down here under the sea. I promise I will not start singing, but I can't promise I won't start singing, but I won't start singing, most likely, maybe, if you're very lucky. So, I have brought a bunch of things with me, and I want to grab you, because obviously I don't want to be doing this constantly being attacked by them. So let's get these out of the area, and yeah, we've got a little bit more work now. It has been mentioned in the comments, and I mentioned it myself, that some of these ruins are getting a little bit close to the base, and I agree. My main plan is to continue building out that way, and just a little bit this way. And hopefully that will allow us to, you know, kind of work away from this area. So I've got some plans for over here, and yeah, lots of plans for around the place. So let me see, how am I going to handle that? I think I'm going to have to put my chest back down in here. Oh, hello, how are you? Right, are we I've already heard a zombie then, didn't I? I did, but I don't know where he is. Yeah, however, he's clearly not in here, so that's fine. That's the main thing. Right, so we are going to want a cutter and a crafting table. So that and that. We're going to want you, and we are going to want you. Well, one of these has got everything in. The other one has got very little in it, but I did pop to the end and grab a few bits and pieces of this poise stem, because that's just purple. I may find a use for it, who knows. So, we're going to start off with marble pavement. The recipe for that one is smooth polished marble to that. So let's just do another stack. That should give us everything we need. Oh no, it's a no, like that, isn't it? Okay, right, that's fine, and that can go back in there. So the first thing I want to do is out here is to start looking at how we take this path out this way. Now, like I say, I want to go over here a bit for some of it, so let's maybe maybe we should come either side of this. Like that, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, and make like a little square, I suppose, is the four, 5, and then no, that's not. Technically, something's wrong here. I think it's here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1. Yeah, I think that's where I went wrong. So, starting off, get a little square in the middle, and then that will kind of work in our favour. Oh, no, I know what I've done wrong. Let me sort myself out. I'm cocking up left, right and centre. Back in a second. Alright, I've got a little plan for something going on here. I'm still not entirely sure how this is going to work out, but we'll see how we go. And this is just a little widget of a thing to kind of flesh this out a wee bit. I'm working from a picture, and so yeah, I'm not going to sit there and claim that I am this wizard who came up with this. Got 1, 2, 3. That seems to be working so far, though. So yeah, so this is going to be a statue that I'm going to kind of reuse around the place. And I've got variations on the theme. I've got different materials, lots of different ideas for this. But this is going to be facing off down here, and then we'll get some ruins and stuff down this way, and maybe around that crack over there as well. I don't know yet. We'll see how we go. But right now, I just want to get this little circuit in with the with this statue in. So I will get this done, and we'll see where we go from here. Back in a minute. All right, I've got the statue built. I quite like it. He's looking good. He's a certificate, a C certificate statue. We got the old things all in prismarine, and yeah, I think he works pretty well. However, he's not very well lit. So we are going to come in around here, and we're going to use these covers to light the area properly. I missed a block there, so if we now head out of the water, yeah, that works. It's a shame I can't squeeze one into him somehow. I suppose, oh no, it's slabs, slabby, slab, and that's not gonna. If I take you out, actually no, we do get to keep that. So can I sneak that in there? Let's have a look. Yeah, I think we can. So this gives us a kind of a, we know there's going to be a road going off this way, there's potential for a road that way, there's a potential for a road that way. So now we need to start thinking about what we're going to do over around these ruins. So we've played with these, and I think I'm going to keep this idea. I'm going to put a few more of these down. But I want to put a house here which is patently ruined, rather than this affair which is largely complete. I want to kind of work on ruins. Now ruins by the nature are not the most interesting of thing to build. I also want to keep a bit of that dense grit on me. But what we suppose we should start off with is a couple of things of smooth quartz. We'll take maybe a quarter stack of those, and maybe 20 of those for now. That should be enough. We'll also take a little bit of that. We'll take you because we've got you, and we'll take you because that's kind of been a feature in our builds up there. Hello, dolphin. So I'm going to come in on this edge, for example, and we'll start off. We'll plop down. Let's see, how far back from the road did I go on that one? A couple, didn't I? So we'll kind of try and keep that distance, and we'll come back up a couple, and then we'll mark out a corner there, and that will come along like this, and then 3 there. Then we can maybe leave a gap and just come around a bit like that. Now how wide do I want to do this? Maybe something like that, just nothing massive, really simple. And then, you know, take this up, leave a gap for that, and maybe, yeah, that kind of works. A little bit of there, and we can kind of just build up and get that kind of thing going. Now that's a start, and then to kind of transition that in further, we've got these slabs which we can just throw the odd bit down. We can chuck in a stair block here or there. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. There is no right or wrong way of doing this kind of thing. It's just whatever works. But get the idea of a structure going, and then throw a little bit of rubble around the place. We need to put a floor in, a little bit of space, and yeah, maybe even a pane of glass here and there. That might work. You know, there's plenty of things we can do to make that work. Now these were cyan stained glass actually. I didn't realise I'd done cyan over there, but that's fine. So let me do a little bit of work on a few bits like that. We'll have varying states of decay. Once I've got one done, I'll come back, and then I will we'll do a bit more. I'll see you in a short while. Alright, so just a little taste of what we're kind of shooting for. There's going to be more ruins coming down here and here, but I've got some more of these coral trees in, throwing a few sea pickles on them. Still got to put a bit of coral on that one. We've got a little garden remains in the back. I even left a bit of furniture, and we've got, you know, sand build up. We could probably even get away with just throwing in the odd block of sand in places like that. That probably wouldn't hurt. And yeah, I mean, this, for something that's supposed to be ruined, we can get a different, I mean, that's heavily ruined. Well, that's, I suppose that's lightly ruined. This is medium to heavily ruined. If you had much less lower walls and everything, then you'd, you know, be very ruined. And there might be somewhere between that and that, which would be another level of ruined. So I'm going to get on with trying and just, I want to get, if I can manage it, I'd like to get this street done. I also want to throw a few strands, not too many, but a few strands of kelp in. Because I think kelp would help. Sorry if you pardon the whole obvious pun there, but a little bit of kelp has got that depth which you don't always get. Blue, we'll take the blue, and we'll have a bit of you, a little bit of you, some of that should do us. Oh, and a little bit of that. Yeah, a little tiny bit of that. Now I have got a plan for this as well, so I'm going to take some of that with me. I don't know how well it'll work, but let me quickly throw some of that around and I'll be back in a minute. Alright, so just so we've got the final thing, obviously I'm going to carry on, but I've got these trees in. I've actually put these, which are basically supposed to be just fallen leaves from the trees which have fallen and rotted. I know it doesn't make sense in if you're looking at history and the ruins and everything, that, you know, the ruins are obviously very, very old. The leaves would have rotted away a long time ago, but I think it just adds a little bit of texture. So I'm going to carry on with some more ruins, and I'll bring you back in when I've got something more to show for it. See you in a bit. Carrying on. It's another day, and we are moving on getting these built. So I'm just throwing down a little bit of lighting for start. I don't know why I did that, but there you go. Who knows? And I'm just going to throw in the same way as I did in other areas. I'm going to throw a couple of sea lanterns in both of these builds that I've thrown down. And these are a little bit taller. They've got the remains of a first floor, and we've got a little bit more furniture and stuff in them. So hopefully these look reasonably good. And we've got, get rid of you, we've got a couple of different varieties of sand. I'm going to pile some more sand up in here as well, but we'll just dot this around on the bits where we can for now. And then the only thing really left to do is ruin these a little bit more, drop some more bits and pieces of broken stuff in, throw a few trees down in the area, and that is that area kind of done. Now we've got work over here. I've actually decided that I'm going to base the church up here. I think this would be quite an interesting area. It's got, you know, this lot going on. There's this, and this might actually make a perfect foundation. We can build the church on that, and then I can do something with these interior spaces, because these are quite, I mean, they're a bit blocky and uniform, but they might make interesting catacombs. Don't know. They might not. I mean, let's be honest. Nothing is set in tablets of stone, and yeah, we don't necessarily have to be. Did I? Yeah, I must have looked at that and gone, okay. And then we've got some oil for some reason down there. Don't know why. But you know, this area, do a bit of drainage on it. Well, maybe do a bit of fillage on it. I don't know. The problem is, of course, is we can't waterlog half of these blocks. So maybe the answer is to drain rather than fill, and have it actually be air blocks. I could do with some more air blocks in the area. So we may end up bringing and putting our church up on this hill, building it up, and then having our graveyard, because that's one of the plans I want to do down here. And there's a reason why I want to do a graveyard. It will become apparent. But first things first, let me ruin this lot a little bit more, and then we can see what we do from there. But there's still lots of distractions of the. Are they blue or green? I'm not entirely sure. Or grey. I mean, I suppose it doesn't matter as long as they're dead. But yeah. Anyway, onwards. Alright, I think I'm about done here for this episode. So we have got, let me, there you go. Let's not lose that this time. That doesn't waterlog, so I've not managed to put all these furnished pieces in, but we've got 3 ruins. It's all heavily overgrown, which would be about normal, I think. I mean, I'm only basing this on you know, pseudoscience, if you like. And from above it looks pretty nice. We've got some illumination down there. Could do with a little bit in that space there. And I could do with just putting a few... more kelp in. Now obviously I've broken the stand, so that's going to get a little bit interesting. But what my intention to do here is, if I stop with that for a second, is to leave most of this lot here, because most of this lot actually is just stuff I'm going to use over and over in this area. And I'll need to restock a few things now and again. I'm nearly out of smooth quartz, for example, again. But I'm also trying to think about using maybe some different blocks and marbles and stuff. So, for example, I want to have a submerged smithy down here, and it probably wouldn't be made out of marble. It will probably be a more utilitarian brick, but I still want to keep the white vibe of Atlantis going, the Greco style. You know, if Atlantis is anywhere, it was probably in the area of Santorini, the Greek islands, where the volcano erupted many years ago. So, well, probably. I mean, it could be anywhere. It may not exist. Who knows? It's a myth after all. But I just want to grab a little bit of kelp, and we'll just fix that problem. And then I'm going to just head back over. Hello. Go away. Oh, wow, that's... Oh, there's quite a lot of drown now I've taken that away, haven't they? Are there any more? Oh, there's one over there. So what I don't want to do, I don't want to get completely obsessed with this project. Well, I always get obsessed with projects. It's part of who I am. But what I do want to do is just keep coming back to this project now and again, do a little bit on screen, sometimes come back and just do a bit off screen, you know, not worry about recording it, just come along and throw a few more ruins down. So if I'm doing something like this, for example, I might want to come and do this off camera, because, you know, I've done lots of these ruins. However, if the ruin I'm making is in any way more interesting than a normal thing, then maybe I want to keep it on camera. I mean, I hope that makes a degree of sense. So let's see if I can't get a good screeny for the thumbnail. Not from there, I can't. Let's just try the moon pool, although to be fair, I do not expect it to do particularly. I mean, it's very pretty, but it's not a good screeny. So let me just deal with Chucklehead here. I'll do it underwater with the night vision effect, which is not as dramatic in some respects, but let's face facts. Little hitbox. Let's face facts. That, I think, looks pretty sweet. Alright. That's my cue to leave here. So what I want to do is, my food situation is getting low, so I just want to go back and check the industrial area a little bit. And, oh, I heard you there, sir. And while we're at it, got to teleport. It's on the thing, isn't it? Yeah, while we're at it, we'll talk about some of the industrial plants. Although we're probably getting close to the end of our episode now, or at least semi-close. So industrial, shunk, and I've got that on. Let's turn that off. So obviously we've got all this thing. These guys have been doing all their work, and they come in and get milked and do whatever. The question is, have I lost all my buckets? One of the things I was concerned about was eventually our buckets, we've got 7 in there, and something is clogging up the system. I don't know what, but it doesn't really matter, because you see, the nice thing is I've got 2,048 cooked steaks. I've also got 1,024 tomatoes, 1,024 wheat, all the seeds, and I've got enough of everything in here to make many lasagnas, and I've got quite a lot of cheese. So the fact that there is in some way a backlog going on here with the milk, in fact, have I got so if I take that out, and I know I haven't got anything suitable, that's the only issue here, and do remember that's, oh, that goes in there, and there you go. There's our milks coming back. So I think what had happened is, as that had got clogged up with the wheats. So that's fine. Anyway, in terms of where we are, we're really in no danger of running out of food here. So yeah, I don't think we have to worry ever about the running out of the food. Certainly not as long as this episode runs, or at least it shouldn't be. Now obviously this should be full. It is. That's running fine. We've still got this space over here. This lot could do with upgrading, and I mean that's something that maybe we want to think about doing, getting these upgraded and getting more power supply. But to be honest, if I'm going to need if I'm going to do more power, we actually need a reason for more power, and that is where I am struggling in terms of mods. Mechanism, obviously we've gone for one of the heavier items, which was the digital miner, and we can run that quite happily on 4 of those, and I mean we could probably run it a great deal faster on the power from our system if we had a large scale power system going on. The other option is, because again, even though I have got, I mean iron is not a problem, but even though I've got a large amount of processing capability in the volcano, what is my iron situation? And have I got any golems spawned in? Doesn't look like it. Where was I? Yeah, so we've got all these lovely golems doing their lovely. We've got 13.9 thousand iron. So we do need to transfer that over to the base at some point, or maybe transfer some of it over to the base or whatever. So that's the thing. We've also got, what else have we got going on? I still need to do the nether portal, and I'm actually thinking whether I would be interesting to try and do something base wise on the inside of the nether rather than just have that room with the teleporter, because the nether's a place where we seldom build, and the last time I did any significant building in the nether was a Thorncraft episode. I think it was the one where I did my entire Thorncraft setup in the nether. So we've set up this thing with the crushers, and we've got this advanced factory, which is sorting out my quartz problem for me. But what we could do is we could go for a really big factory. So advanced enriching factory, a series of crushers with upgrade slots. Now let's have a look at the upgrades we can make. Right, we need to find the right ones. I think the crusher silent mechanisms, isn't it? Yes, it is. So we've got processing speed, we've got chance secondary, capacity, efficiency, and range. Now that's not going to have any effect, but we could get a range of fully upgraded crushers. But again, we need to then think about power. So maybe we should start thinking about diesel power. That might be where we need to go. And maybe start looking at getting some really solid power gen going in the background. Incidentally, I put a 64k storage disk in and another 16k storage disk in, so we filled all of those up, so hopefully we'll get those done. So there's a few options there. The other thing we can do, and I don't know whether I've got any in here. I haven't. Obviously we've got the dragons. Oh yes, we have. These things, we could start looking at the Forbidden and Arcanus stuff. Now these allow me to make Draco Arcanus leggings and armour, but you can also convert those into, not the silver. The silver, if I remember rightly, only goes into the obsidian skull. But if you go for the aquatic dragon scale, which we need some few bits and pieces, you can then make the tire helmet, which is really high armor values actually, and I think that's it. You've got the gold armor, gold scales as well. Now you get those in the end, and if we go and have a look in here, I did go out and do to the end to get a few more bits and pieces of wood, so I've got a whole 5 of those so far. We could look to going down that route and just seeing what that armour does, because I've got no idea what that armour does. An Arcanus and Forbidden, even though it's a not incomplete mod in this version, I think, from what I understand. There's still some interesting stuff in there. So, you know, if we look at the at Arcanus and Forbidden, if I can, you know, there's a whole load of nice blocks, which is really where I've been using it, but there's a pixie in a bottle. No idea what we do with that. A corrupted pixie in a bottle. Again, no idea what those are for. There's no update on them, but I want to get a pixie in a bottle now. I want to catch one. Got the good old candles for these things. Lamps. There's spectral eye. Again, no clue what half of this does, and I don't think the book helps on this one. Will soon be able to be read. I don't think I've got it. I don't think it does much anyway. Let's try typing, shall we? Oh, we need to cook one of those, and I've only got one of those crystals. Okay. That might be overly optimistic, I don't know. But anyway, let me know. I'm going to think we will... I might just do the end stuff and try and get enough scales to do the dragon stuff, the tire armor set, because that would be interesting. Although I do think that needed... It does need arcane crystal dust, which we get from that, which we get from smelting arcane crystal ore. I don't think have I got any? I'm not seeing much if I've got it. We got 1 or 2. I don't know why that is. Oh, that's because I had that one labelled. There you go. So yeah, I think we could go that route. That might be entertaining. If we could get enough to do both sets, then then that would be also doubly interesting. But it is going to take a lot of those. I'm going to have to do a lot of hunting around the net end. So on that note, until next time, thank you very much for watching, guys. Let me know what you think about power schemes, big, larger machine usage. I think we just need to get ourselves to the point where if I need some glass smelting, I just go bang, and 10 seconds later 10 stacks have been smelted. You know, that's potentially, you know, a fun way of doing things. So till then, thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye for now.